Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Tower of Guns. I'm Nye.
Unless I'm suffering an identity crisis, I'm still Mako.
And I think we're going to play with the Babel Gun. So we're going to stick to regular mode. We're not going to do endless. I'm trying to decide what's the better part of Valor. Like, what's harder? Doing an endless mode and going as far as you're trying to go, or beat the game in one round?
Well, you've already done quite a lot of endless modes now.
That's correct. That's actually very true.
I mean, you gain nothing at this point.
Fame, fortune, the respect of all of my peers. I'm funny. Okay, let's avoid the bomb bot. Just grab all this stuff. I'm being attacked by spike balls. So, spike balls are normally my bane anyways, but with Tunnel Rat on, these things are even more deadly than usual. They're terrifying.
Yay, terror!
So we just got about 70 coins in there. No, what am I saying? 7 gold coins, sorry.
Well, at least you're off to a relatively lucrative start.
Mm-hmm. So that hurt me a little bit. I need to... That's not going to help all that much. Whoa, okay. Hold on. Whoa. Hold the phone. Up. Hold up. Relax. It's fine. I'm not going anywhere. There we go. Okay. Can I stealth these out of here? I'm not going to be able to get the secret because I don't have the double jump required. Oh, I did get the secret. Neat. Okay.
Did you get anything useful out of the secret?
About a level and a half worth of experience.
Passable.
Yep. And about 10 gold out of the other secret. So, whoa, hello. So not like my favorite secret ever, but definitely, not like a bad secret by any means.
10 generic currency units.
Yep. Okay, if I saw what I think Yes! Okay, let me out. Thank you.
So, here's a question for you, just thinking of it. You know, a lot of games just use, coins or whatever. It's the gold's the generic cop-out. What's the most unique currency you've ever seen?
Ow! Son of a... Ow! Let me out of this damn elevator. Thank you. Well, Ratchet & Clank is definitely a contender with its nuts and bolts. Because I guess the implication there is that whatever you're buying, your nuts and bolts are helping to construct it. So I think that's a definite contender for, most interesting. See, the thing is, most games, they don't, even if they don't have you using money, what they're using might as well be money. So you can change it to crystals, you can change it to souls, like Dark Souls does, but you're basically using money. Like, you haven't changed how, a currency works, you just changed the name of it. So it might as well be copper or something like that. So even in Ratchet & Clank, the nuts and bolts, it's still money, you know? You haven't changed that fact.
I think one of the...
Crap. Ow. Okay, I'm skipping that, we're moving on.
I think one of the most unique currency, I use the term loosely here, actually that I've seen actually comes from a web, I'm not even sure what to call it, not quite a Facebook game. Have you ever heard of Echo Bazaar, also known as Fallen London?
Nope.
It's a Twitter. You can play it over Twitter. I think you can play it via Facebook at this point too, but I don't. Essentially, it's a sort of steampunky Victorian punk setting. The idea is that sometime in the late 1800s, the entirety of London was essentially carried off by a swarm of giant demonic bats. And it ended up somewhere that is known as the Neath. It's a massive series of caverns somewhere under the ground.
I think I've heard of this.
Yeah. And there is money. There's the standard pounds, although they're referred to as echoes at this point. But the thing is, you can pick up a great number of different little knickknacks and whatevers. Pieces of jade, glim, which is some sort of substance that falls from the roof of the cave. That's it looks and seems like a gemstone, but it's not. Secrets, and all of these can be used as a form of currency, converted into other kinds of currency, or bartered for various services with different people. And some groups will accept some items, some won't, or in some cases converted into other things. Like you can use horrible secrets to buy, jade, for example. You can use jade to buy various kinds of artifacts to trade with people who might like trading artifacts.
I think one of my favorite things, I'm trying to remember which game it was, using your reputation as currency. By that I mean you went out, you slayed a bunch of orcs or something, and you did something really good, and your reputation's starting to get around, and then you can go and you can buy yourself a sword. But unfortunately, what this means to the people that you're saving is, mighty hero couldn't get by without upgrading his sword, so he's not as mighty as we once thought he was. So your reputation kind of suffers from it. That's not. I don't think that was actually done in the game. Like, I don't think the reputation had that kind of effect. But that's kind of how my headcanon dealt with it.
I would have see. I hear that, and I can come to sort of. I can see that system working, but my brain parses it as, great hero, because you've got a good reputation, they're going to let you have it on credit. But
why did you lose that reputation is the question. Because you spent the reputation. So the question is, why did you lose it? What caused you to no longer be the great hero? And the only answer I have for you is because you showed you weren't so great. You needed help in some way. But, again, it's still just a currency. You didn't,
multiple interpretations. Yeah, as I said, but that's... I like games that sort of do something a little different like that. That's why stuff like, Echo Bazaar appeals to me. Gold is easy. It's easy to work with, but in some ways it feels like a mighty cop-out.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, the problem is we are so used to a bartering system in real life, it's very hard for us to not use a bartering system. So, I think it's... I remember I was actually fairly old when I did this. I was something like probably 17, and I went to my grandparents' house, and we were having a talk. We were playing, here we were playing. But the question came up from me, because, my uncle and my grandfather's an engineer. My uncle has worked in everything from human resources to, and has I believe he has a degree in economics. So my question to them came up, what's the point of money in the first place? And it was, it was very interesting because, both of them kind of looked at each other and they were kind of curious about where the conversation was going. And I said, why don't we just use the hours that one works in general, and that can be the currency? Why does it have to be a bill? And their question was, well, what if someone doesn't work as hard? And I said, make them work harder. Or what if someone just naturally works better than someone? And so what it came to is we spent about 20 minutes, and I actually went from what's the point of currency all the way to, okay, now I understand, because we had to go through, like, the conversation of, well, maybe one man's hours are worth twice as much of another man's. And then we eventually got to, okay, well, we might as well stick with dollars. But, that's the thing. It's, in most cases, we can't quite get away from it. Like, it's something we're so ingrained with. You can either barter or you can use currency, but at some point you've gotten back to the same systems we already have. Which is kind of depressing, but... I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. You got stuff like, for a really good example, stuff like the Settlers of Catan. Technically, you're buying stuff in that game. But what you're buying with the materials you need to make the item. So you're not paying anything extra. That is I really kind of want to see what that is. But you're not paying anything extra. You're paying with brick to get the road that you want. You're paying with sheep to get the settlement that you're looking for. And then when you go to the edge of the map, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get up there. When you go to the edges of the map, you are, you're trading that which you have for that which you want. So you're still buying, but it's interesting because you're not buying with you're not buying with money. You're buying with product. So you're doing more of a simple bartering system. That probably wins most interesting, I think. Something like that. Or something like a point-and-click game of some sort. Like, I don't think Sam and Max do it particularly well, but let's say, you just do a standard barter trade. So I have this, I would like this item that you have, can we swap? And then the game just lets you do endless swaps to get exactly what you need, but you have to give something, that's worth something. That tends to be interesting. I know that, King's Quest, I was watching a playthrough of King's Quest 6 or 7, I can't remember which one, I think it was 6. And, they had that in there, that, the player just had to do this endless series of trades with a pawn shop in order to get the items he was looking for that he needed in his quest. But the pawn shop let him trade endlessly. It never stopped him. He just had to give up one of the items he already had. Which ended up being very interesting because the player just continued to, swap out every single time. He never lost his money's worth. He always got what he needed. And that was kind of interesting, that you got to do without to get what you want. I will go for this. Excellent. Not my favorite trade, but excellent. Ah, hello. That ended up working out. Let's see, what other games have interesting currencies? Dark Souls obviously has souls as a currency, which is a cool idea.
It's like both currency and experience, and
so that one, I guess we can name that one as being interesting, because that one you're using more experience and potential for currency. It's not necessarily just straight money. Where did that come from?
What?
Ah, hello. I got hit by a homing bolt, and I couldn't figure out where it came from.
No. Occasionally, my video goes a little wonky, so I didn't see the bullet. But yeah, no, I like the idea, you can spend it as cash, or you can use it as experience.
I really appreciate when games make, not as much make you make a choice, but give you the option of one or the other and say, hey, this is an option for you, make your choice. I feel it's cool game design, even if it does get a little bit irritating. Okay, I chose not to pick up this item earlier. I don't know why you're giving it to me now.
Well, you picked it up by accident anyway, so...
Hindenburg Pulse? Oh.
Yeah.
No, I picked it up on purpose.
Oh.
I actually chose to pick it up.
Okay.
I forget the exact ability. I think this this is maybe the one that causes bomb bots to die. But, yeah. So, it's interesting. Let me think. What, See, then there are, one good one was, what's the word I'm looking for? One was Wind Waker. Wind Waker had something interesting because they were collectibles that you had to find.
Oh, the joy pendants and things like that.
The joy pendants, things like that. And those get used as a currency. And even though it's basically the same thing, you're still doing the same thing you normally do, which is you're just collecting something that's valuable to someone who's using it to buy something. It was a little bit more interesting because they were a little bit rarer and you had to kind of hunt down that particular thing. And what really caught my attention was the loot orbs that Wind Waker used. If you waited for it to cycle to a particular color, you could then kind of sort of choose what it was that you got.
You could nudge it towards sort of the type of loot you wanted.
Right. So, that's a little bit interesting. There's a lot like crafting systems I tend to find interesting just because you can't just get exactly what you want. You have to kind of earn it.
My favorite crafting system, bar none, comes from a series called the Atelier series.
Yeah, Attelier's okay.
Atelier. Just because, like, you can create two versions of the same item that can be almost completely different, and there is as much effort and as much fun in trying to get a weapon that, or a piece of armor or something that does exactly what you want as there is in getting the materials to actually make the item.
Did I? Yes, I did. Okay. So the Hindenburg Pulse kills all bomb bots, apparently. I think that's why I said it did. I just wasn't entirely 100% sure.
You weren't entirely sure.
Yep.
Not bad, but not really great either. Bomb bots don't seem to be as much of an issue as, other things.
Well, you saw those really big bomb bots that ran here, right?
It
killed those too. Oh, god damn it. I don't want to deal with this. I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with this room.
It's now Noble Clock.
That's correct. What am I fighting? Okay, I'll deal with it.
Snow Globe Brothers.
It's completely fine. They're getting wrecked. Cool. Let's see. Bullet Filibuster? That's actually really useful. We're going to go with that. So at any point I so choose, I can just become immune to bullets. Okay, what do we get next? Hugbot Alley. Beautiful. Let me think. I can give you a really good example that's kind of weird, and that's Risk Factions.
No, I don't think I've played that one.
Like Risk Factions and of course original Risk. So, Risk, you're waiting on those, Do I want to kill all the Hugbots in here while I'm here? Yeah.
I don't know, do you?
Yes. This is when it's useful, when I'm not expecting to get another Hugbot Alley.
Right.
I mean, it's going to up my difficulty, but I think that,
Oh, the humanity! Or botanity, or...
Oh, the huge manatee! But one thing Risk does is that at the end of your turn, if you succeeded in accomplishing... Oh, that's beautiful. 1, 2, 3 damage ups.
Nice.
Worth it. If you successfully accomplish taking over a country at the end of your turn, you, in the regular Risk, you get a card, and you match a number of cards, and then you can put them onto the edge of the board, and you get the specified amount of armies. Risk Factions does it slightly differently, and I kind of like the way that they do it. So Risk Faction says if you successfully take over a country, you get a star. And what's special about this is that you can redeem 1 star for, I think it's like 2 armies. But you can redeem 10 stars for 30 armies. And the more stars you redeem, the more armies, the bigger the army ratio. And so it encourages you to save up, but use them when you need them. Which is a very interesting idea. I think it works extraordinarily well. And you have to earn them. Like, you don't get them unless you took over something anyways. So you're being rewarded. It's a little bit of a rich get richer thing. You're being rewarded for good play, but you're also, being rewarded for strategic timing on when to send them in. A little bit more than just let me sit on top of a doom stack of allies. So you got to kind of decide, do I want to get my 30 armies and completely take over, the 4 surrounding countries available to me right now? Or do I want to wait, and instead of doing that, let my opponent attack into what he thinks is going to be a small army, defend him, take down both of our armies to nothing, and then get a large amount of stuff? I'm definitely going to pick up Vampire here.
Because it reminds me a little bit of Master of Magic's resource system. sort of. It, I'm not sure if you've played it.
I have not. That's not a game I know.
Okay, it was a Civ clone back when Civ clones were still new and interesting. The idea being that you were a mage running like your own nation, and aside from your standards, you had to take care of the cities and all that, but you also had your gold, but then you also had magic crystals, and the magic crystals were actually kind of important because they served multiple purposes.
Okay.
They fuel your. Here's the thing: because you're a wizard, you're casting all the fancy wizard spells and all that.
Right.
And to do that, you need fuel, which is magic, and then to get your fuel, it's magic crystals. The catch being that magic crystals are also your research. So you either have to pick between putting your mana crystals towards unlocking additional spells in your spell book, or
hello.
To actually let you fling fireballs around with Wild Abandon, because your heroes have some magic on their own, but the amount of spells they have limited access to is limited, and usually also limited by what you've got.
Well, speaking of that actually brings up one that I had not been thinking of, which is weird because I'm actually currently playing it. Age of Wonders. So Age of Wonders is interesting because it's kind of a Civ clone, a little bit. Well, I'd say more than a little bit, but it does a lot of its own stuff. And so you spread out on hex tiles, you get resources, you gradually upgrade your cities, build armies, yada yada yada, but you also have hero units that you're using and leveling up, and your hero units have spells, and it's a little bit Dungeons and Dragons-y because your hero units can level up and gain equipment, and you go into dungeons and yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. And I just died. Wow.
Ouch.
That was like one shot off that tank. But I think kind of the interesting thing is that
Let's see what your difficulty was.
Not much. There's only 231.
I'm wondering if blowing up all the hug bots kind of came back to bite you.
It might have, but I also took a tank shot to the face.
Yeah,
I kind of leaped into it, and that kind of caused problems.
That'll ruin anyone's day.
We're gonna go for another. But what so you have a lot of stuff going on, but you also have you're doing your research you'd expect, but you're also it's got a little bit of like a Galactic Civilizations bit where you're okay, no, we're quitting. Hold on. So I just shot a Hugbot in the face accidentally because it spawned in front of me. Do I want to change guns? Let's go for the mini LHC gun. One of the things you do is you get a certain amount of spell points you're allowed per turn. And you can cast spells by using not only the certain amount of spell points you get per turn, but you also get a certain amount of, like, mana per turn, and the mana builds up. So you cast your spell using the amount of spells per turn and your mana. And you can save up mana, but you can't save up your, like, spell casting ability. So if you only have 30 spellcasting ability, all you'll ever have is 30 spellcasting ability, but you get 30 of that every turn. Whereas mana, you may only get 10 per turn, but it will build up into a reserve that you're allowed to use later.
Right. That's very much like how Master Magic did it.
And that's why I was thinking of it. But what's interesting about this thing is that not only with the mana system, not only do you have to. Okay, this was actually a bad choice. We're gonna quit because I'm taking too much damage. Let's try Constellation Charger. Run and gun with a shotgun sounds good. What's interesting about it is that not only can you cast spells over multiple turns, which, if you don't have enough spell casting power to cast the 40 cast spell, you can do it over 2 turns, so you can but you're spending 10 of your next turn, so next turn you're only going to have 20 spell power. But not only that, but there are lasting magic spells that, you have to maintain for multiple turns. And, every turn you maintain, you have to pay a reduced cost. So it has you really not only thinking about what do I want to do now, but what I want to do in the future, but you're also planning the exact same way with your spell casting ability. So it's very interesting the way it does it, and it makes you have to think about it, because you can also say, like, if you're playing as a rogue, you get the Summon Flock of Crows spell. And that's really useful because, every turn or every 2 turns, You summon a new Flock of Crows unit that will fight for you. It's not very good, but it's another warm body to put on the field. You didn't have to train it over multiple turns or spend money to get it. You just spent mana, and you don't have to spend money maintenance. You're just spending mana maintenance, which is really enticing. But they get expensive after a while. But if they die, you don't have to pay for their maintenance. And then there's also the Summon Town Militia ability. And this one's a little bit more interesting to me, because Summon Town Militia, instead of spending as much mana, you spend population. So, it's like Civilization. So population has your town grow and gather more materials the bigger it is. So what you're saying, it's only 100, and your town, even a starting town, gains like 200 or 300, so it's not like this huge deal. But you're saying I would rather have a well-defended town than have more population, which would get me more of whatever it is that I need. So you're actively making that choice, it's a very interesting choice to make. It's it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
So that's probably really high up on my unique currencies list. Am I going to be able to get up there?
Again, that's reminding me of from Master of Magic. One of the things, one of the spells you can cast is in fact, the spell that you want to learn to cast is the Banishing spell.
Right.
This is kind of like the equivalent of a nuclear device. You cast this spell, and it will immediately it banishes all other spellcasters from this plane of existence.
Wow.
Which, all other spellcasters would be the other nation leaders. And it is at the end of your spell of your tech tree.
Right.
2, it requires a royal crap ton of mana. Like, there is no spell that needs more mana than this.
I would hope not.
It takes something like 400, 500 turns for a reasonably well-equipped city to earn enough mana to just research it, let alone cast it. If you cast it, your spell, you win. But the moment you start casting it, the other nations are immediately going to start going after you, and it becomes a matter of, do I want to, how much mana do I want to put towards this particular thing I'm trying to cast? Do I want to like throw all my mana into it at once every turn and cast it as quickly as possible, and leave myself, unable to cast backup magic? Or, do I want to leave myself some mana for day-to-day operations?
Yeah. The thing is, I like games that make you think like that. I like having to think, do I want to do this and gain this particular bonus, or would I rather do this other thing that gives me that allows me to do different things but might be more useful? I like having to make that choice. Oh, we're not getting the secrets in this room. Let's move on. So, I didn't mention at the time because you were talking, but I got a pocket thruster.
Yay! More jumps.
Lots of jumps. So, we're good on the jump front. We,
Jumps forever.
I believe we did get a damage up. So that's good. So damage may be taken care of. I don't know. We're going to see. So the next question, nothing happened. Yeah, that's better than something bad happening. So the next question is speed and defense. Defense is the one that really is critical to me, as you might expect, just given that we're doing Tunnel Rat. I don't have a lot of defense to start with. There's some speed. Excellent. Not take that out of context, please. But yeah, I guess the thing I'm looking for right now, we're looking for we're looking for defense. Ouch! That hurt like hell. Looking for defense. There's some more damage. That's wonderful. I definitely will spend 58 to get
Faster charge.
a faster charge of my jumps. Let's see, can I get up here to the left-hand side? No, I can't. Okay. Just kill those guys. Don't have quite enough jumps to get that. Oh, no, I want to be over here. This is where I want to be. We're almost going fast enough for me. But I like my movement speed to be sitting at 28. I like going fast. Yoink. Okay, let's go deal with this guy real quick, and those guys. One shoot to die. Thank you. God, those things dealt damage to me. That's crit up. If I can afford that, I want to. Thing is, I did buy that, Hello. Okay, that's a hard question. What do I want more? The crit up or the random mystery device? If I even have a choice in the matter, which I might not. Doesn't really look like I'm going to have a choice in this one. So that's fine. This gun's really excellent with crit, though. Let's move on. This room. This is actually out a really good room for me. Because my jumps say that I can get to all the secrets. That was not... Okay, that's a difficulty up. We don't want that. Excellent. Get a little bit of health back. I think I've gotten... Ow! Oh, bitch. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. All the nope. All of the nope. Ow. That was obnoxious.
Well, you know what they say. Anything you can walk away from.
It's not walking away from it once, it's walking away from it multiple times. That's the question. Can I walk away from it again? Okay, come on. Come on down. Thank you. And up. I need 50. Oh, nope. Nope. Go away. That was close. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be 1 gold shy of getting another health up. Which really sucks. Oh well. Okay, this room has this weird tendency to be either run making or run breaking. Let's see what it is today. Breaking. Damn it.
You have died. Would you like your possessions identified?
See, the thing I know what killed me, it was a spike ball launcher on the wheel to the left. I had just spotted them and was trying to dodge their previous volley. And then got hit with the new volley. Ugh, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, we're done, guys. I've got to keep, like, it's Tunnel Rat. It's the last one I got to worry about until Nightmare. And I can't figure out what I need to be doing to make it work. It's driving me nuts. We'll see you guys next time.